set number 2, SouL versus DM, and it should be a little bit more exciting than the previous one. Of course, there's no walkovers this time, so that's always a benefit. And we've actually got a good set of matchups for you, so obviously I'm joined here by Rapid. Welcome once again.
Hey Kix, what's up? It's still me.
It is, yeah?
No, but I think the first two games were super weird. TT1's really breaking the meta, and the first game was, I just don't even, I've never seen a ZVZ like that. So this series should be a little bit better. It includes SouL, one of our kind of mostly South Korean teams, I want to say. Which is pretty cool. So I think that we do have some subs coming through, but I don't know exactly who is playing who because I haven't checked the team list of Drift.
Yeah, so just to quickly go through the stats here, SouL Gaming currently 5-0 this round, DM 3-2, so DM, unfortunately, if we look at rankings for Group B, DM are just out of the pole position at the moment for getting first or second spot. SouL Gaming undefeated so far in round 3, so they are guaranteed a spot if they do not drop another match. To actually lose their position in the playoffs, they're going to have to lose 2 matches in a row, and NetWars and IRK are going to have to win both in a row without dropping very many games at all. They're actually going to have to pretty much run perfect series. So it's going to be hard for SouL not to make it to the playoffs here, which kind of exciting. They didn't make it in round 1. Round 2, they did get taken down by White Clan in the first semi-final. That was semi-final A. But here they are, top of the group. DM very close to the pole position along with Red, but unfortunately not winning as many games as NetWars or IRK, causing them a few problems. And it looks like there must be another series that I've missed because Red have only played 5 games so far. So I'm going to have to double check the thread, and if we have, we can go and cast that next. But just have a look at the maps for Week 6. Katrina, SE, Sin Chupungrio, no, it's Sin Peaks of Big Do, I'll update that. Neo, Ground Zero, Plasma, and Coliseum 2 here. Now just to quickly fix the map, it should take me just 1 second. One of the benefits of having a database system that does everything for me, like magic, it's fixed. And just have a look at the matchups. We're going to start off with a TV. Okay, it's going to be a PvT. Kyrie playing Protoss, originally playing Terran. A PvT between Tech and Scan. ZVZ between Yaj and Tai2. That should be a really cool match. And a PvP between Quanwu and Noob to possibly finish off there on Plasma. Of course, that does lead into the ace match on Coliseum 2 if we do have a 2-2 tie to finish off the map. Now just have a quick look at our first couple of players. We can see that we're going to have Kyrie for DM, is playing Protoss this time. He has played 1 PvT so far, and he has won that one. That's been his only game so far in the STPL in general. Richley, of course, one of SouL's more active players. I believe he's actually won a couple of the Havati tournaments.
Richley is a really good South Korean player. I don't think I've seen him in any tournaments outside of like a Havat U or 2. So I don't know exactly where I could watch more of his games. But aside from that, the only other place I see him play is STPL. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I mean he's played 3 games against Protoss, but they were all CVP. This is going to be him subbing in for Buell here, so he's playing Terran. But they're going to be playing here on Katrina SE. This is going to be our 5th PvT on this map. Currently 2-for-2 in terms of statistics. Map kind of based on a sort of whirlwind shape. You can see the spawns are 12, 6, 3, and 9 o'clock. Natural's very easy to defend at the back, so it wouldn't surprise me to see both players going for a very quick natural. One of the major map features on this map is it's quite difficult to take a third, especially as Terran. Protoss have a little bit of an easier job depending on spawns because they can go and take another main, and they'll need to do that a little bit later on, of course, to get their extra gateways to outproduce the Terran. So without further ado, let's get into game number 1 here between DM and SouL. It's Kyrie versus Richley. Now starting us off here in the left-hand side, we do have the Brown Terran fighting for SouL. It's Richley.
That's right, and his opponent in the 12 o'clock location in the Redis Protoss is Kyrie, or Kyrie, however you want to pronounce it. And I remember that I had seen his Korean name one other place, and it turns out that Richley actually has played in the a couple of ASL qualifiers before. The first one, he got knocked out 2-0 by C, who beat Killer to qualify. And then in the second one, he got knocked out by Sexy, who lost to Harangi, who also qualified. So, he's actually made it pretty deep. He's one best of 5 away, or one best of 3 away from being an ASL. Or I guess it was two best of 3s away from being an ASL. So close enough, but, this is not either one of those. This is not a LAN setting. He's not up against some of the best players in the world. I guess he's up against some of the best players in the non-Korean scene. So we'll see how he does. But I guess I always expect like SouL Clan and White Clan to both be kind of favorites. But White Clan has really struggled this season. I think they're in 4th place in their group, whereas SouL are undefeated, and so are probably always going to be favorites. And I think it still says that DM is up 2 over SouL, so it is 0-0. This is the first game.
Okay, I can fix that. Just to answer a couple of questions in chat. Obviously, Aldridge, that timer was just the timer on the highlight, getting ready for us coming back. It just gives you the break. Now, in terms of Counter-X, Richley is a Zerg player, but he is subbing for Bjorn. Now, when you sub in the STPL, you have to sub with the same race of the same player. Now, SouL do have a good number of Terrans. I guess a lot of them weren't available at the time, so that's why Shiny subbed in as SouL here. Now, this is definitely...
You mean Kyrie? Oh, you mean Richley, not
yeah,
Shiny.
Richley, sorry. Shiny.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Got it. Okay, so, yeah, it's weird because we have a race picker and a sub, so the races are just all kinds of weird for this game. So, maybe it's not going to be as official as if they were both playing their mains, but the idea is that, they have changed the races for the purposes, the rules of Kix's tournament. Which also includes that they have to play on some of these weird maps, too. So, I mean, this is not one of the weird ones. This one is actually in, I think Katrina was in competitive use for quite a while.
Yeah, it was around from 2008, was used, I believe, if I remember correctly, in 2009 as well. It was used for the entire Pro League season as well, so...
Yeah, a little bit over a year, so you are correct. I think a couple of seasons of Pro League, but either way, it was a very popular map back in the day.
Yeah, it's cool to
so let's see what's happening here. What are we doing? Let's see. Second gateway on the way. Nothing weird except for the expansion. I guess one of the main characteristics of Katrina is that you do have a back expansion, so that means you don't have to go for anything crazy like a was it Force Fast Expand, something like that, because it's kind of hard for Zerglings to get all the way back there. Yes, hello, Kix?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to fix all the overlay stuff, but just looking at the game, we're going to have 2-gate here coming in from Kyrie behind a Nexus, so it's going to be 2-gate Power Goon, just to get him the ability to defend this expansion, which of course very, very quick. Richley has gone for just the Siege, well, he's actually going for 2-Fact behind this, so going to be a little bit of aggression coming in from him. Now the 2-gate obviously going to allow him to defend against this pretty well. One of the reasons why 2-gate kind of fell out of favour was just because of how easy it is to defend, especially with modern builds. So it'll be kind of cool to see if Richley can do this. Of course Richley is playing his off race, so maybe wants to be a little bit more aggressive, because as long as you can end the game early, you don't have to worry about any sort of late game macro, which is where the sort of races kind of change a lot and sort of a lot of problems come in. Like, I can probably play early game Zerg and early game Protoss, basically. I mean, JT, Cal, obviously Richley, a lot better than I am, but still probably has a few of the same problems playing the other races, so wants to get the game over quickly.
Yeah, and so you would expect that maybe Kyrie has a slight advantage here. Richley's still sitting at about 350 APM, and he is going to be able to snipe this pro before it gets in. Yeah, so Didn't really see too much. Most importantly, I didn't see like numbers of factories, but I guess you can kind of guess by the number of units out front, as long as that wasn't like a fake and he's only revealing, you know, the appropriate number of units before he's, you know, about to push into your face. Because this is 2 factory, and that means that it is going to be a tough job for 3 little Dragoons to stop what's coming across the map here pretty soon, and 3 tanks and 5 Marines.
Yeah, now there is going to be 3 Dragoons at least for the time being. There is the Zealot up here as well. That's obviously going to help him. Now, with 3 tanks and this many Marines, things are getting a little bit dicey. You can see that Richley is actually going to pull SCVs with this as well. So, while it's not super ultra all-in, Richley is actually falling prey to bad building positioning here. His unit's getting a little bit caught up on his mineral line. That's one of the main problems when you try and hide a building on this map, or any map in general really. Eddie has this problem as well. Frankly, of course, really good at pathfinding, but even gods of pathfinding have problems sometimes. Now, we are going to see him able to push up to this sort of middle area. There is going to be a 3rd base here from Richley, or from Kyrie even, which is likely going to have to be cancelled. I mean, 3 Dragoons here isn't going to be enough to hold on to 3 tanks and this many Marines.
I mean, obviously there's home field advantage, so you know there's more waiting back at home, but the next production cycle is not going to come for a while. Now, high ground is the biggest kind of advantage that Richley has here, but siege mode, you know, that's a pretty big advantage the Terran race just kind of has always. So, pushing into this many tanks, and crucially enough, some of them are left unsieged, so very high damage, high DPS, and these Dragoons are, you know, not faring super well here, especially with good tank control microing backwards in the back.
Yeah, now the other problem is he's had to deal with the Marines. The Marines were getting a lot of damage down on those Dragoons, and there just wasn't enough units to defend against this. He played a little bit too greedily, going for that super quick 3rd without really knowing what was going on. There's going to be a bunker here being built next to the first couple of gateways. There are 3 gateways coming in at the back of the base, but Vultures now in the mineral line, going to be doing a lot of damage to these probes. And even 2 bases worth of probe production is not going to save you from this amount of damage. One of the gateways does go down. The Zealot pops out, dies immediately. An Engineer may be added on here to help all. A couple of Dragoons have popped out, but you can see that the Vultures moving on down here to the natural, getting so many of these probes.
You know, there is a Reaver in production. It's about 90% of the way done, so it's going to pop out here in a second. I think that's sort of the last Hail Mary here from Kyrie. Richley is still on 1 base. He did pull a bunch of SCVs, so, you know, maybe there's a way he gets the perfect shots, but look, he's building the eBay over here as well, just to make sure that he doesn't die to surprise DTs.
Yeah, not only that, but they're also going to help him wall off, of course, getting a 2nd bunker. Going to at least be able to take down this Nexus. The Vulture's still alive in the natural. Looks like this is another couple of Vultures, at least the main ones did go down.
Here comes the Reaver. He's going to kill every SCV over here, so...
Yeah.
You know, that could be a good way to come back, but there's still tons of damage being done.
There is, and the thing is, unlike Kyrie, Richley can lift his command center if he wants to, of course. He's going to be running away from the Reaver for a very long time. There's a couple of tanks coming out soon. But that's not really going to be enough. But can Kyrie get enough units here? Richley is no longer mining, so these final 2 tanks... Well, actually, he's gone back to mining now, but these final 2 tanks are going to be his only reinforcements for a while. If Kyrie can hold on to his natural, the game is still... Okay, it's not super even, but he did have double Nexus worth of production for a while, so maybe he can make something happen.
Oh, more huge Scarabs landing. Oh my gosh. But crucially enough, there's a bunch of siege tanks back here that aren't being used. He kind of needs to, like, you know, keep pushing because there's a fully mining base here for Kyrie. So, this could be a little bit weird. Also, Kix, if you look at the Terran main, does it appear as if there are red units there on the minimap?
No.
Okay, it does for me, so that's a little bit weird.
He's dead, Jim.
I don't know exactly what's going on there, but either way, yeah, the Reaver was super effective. I think let's count the number of SCVs we got here. It's about 12, so not many.
Oh my
and
God.
Here we're coming across with double speed shuttles with 2 Reavers. I don't know how this is gonna go for Richley. He does have mines, but the Zealots are gonna tank those pretty nicely. Mine Drag actually does more harm than good.
The Reavers are, oh my God.
Yeah, Reaver does go down, but actually, oh no, he's gonna lose the second one in a shuttle. Oh my God!
No,
Okay, there's still one Reaver.
the Reaver didn't go and the shuttle died before it got back in, but the shuttle did go down, so that is something. Richley is no longer mining though. He does have a contain still up. Marines are going to push forward and try and take down this gas, but the tanks are heading back home. A huge thank you, of course, to H. Rayfill. Yeah, it is H. Rayfill, I guess it is, for the $4.54 donation. Does mean a lot, but GG. Richley knows he is down and out. There's nothing he can do against the Reaver and double shuttle, and he does clear up the game.
Yeah, wow, that really could have gone either way. I thought that push was very strong, but it kind of stalled out, and the Reaver, as is sometimes the case, is the saving grace of Protoss players everywhere. So congratulations, big win for Kyrie.
And I'd just like to point out that that has happened to me so many times that just upsets me watching that game. I know Richard was playing his off race, but that's why two-fact isn't very popular anymore, especially on a map like Katrina. In those positions as well, the natural is so far away from the main, even though it's in the same area, that Richley couldn't actually push forward to kill him, so he got kind of stuck. But that's going to take us into game number 2. When we get back from this, it's going to be SouL's Scan versus DM's Tech. See you guys when we get back.